Lonnie, how you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing well, man. I just grilled steaks and I've got a full belly. I got a drink right here that I'm going to enjoy while I'm hanging out with you and all of our listeners slash viewers. So yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I've got a drink as well, so cheers.
Oh, cheers. Do a little, do a
Virtual
little,
cheers.
yeah, that's about as close as we want to get anyway. We're social
Right.
distancing here.
How's your family handling all this? You guys are pretty much quarantined, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're on shutdown, just I think very similar to how y'all are. Essential businesses only, but then now
Hmm.
the definition of essential businesses is being tested.
Right.
There's a paint store open, and I'm like, really? Is that really essential? You know? And
Right.
then I also saw an article about I don't know, or maybe in the RVA Flips Facebook group, I saw something about stores that sell like say a Walmart, for instance, right? They sell food, diapers, medicine, all that stuff, right? But they also sell a bunch of non-essential stuff, toys
Right.
and
Yeah.
sporting goods and all that kind of stuff, right? Well, stores like Best Buy are like, hey, we sell a lot of the same stuff Walmart sells, but we have to close and people can buy the stuff at Walmart. So it's not fair they get to sell it and we don't, so I guess it's kind of turning into a thing like
Whole
that,
big thing. Yeah.
which I understand. I mean, there's billions and billions of dollars being lost probably every hour.
Right.
So
How's Candace and your girls handling it?
the girls are fine. I mean, they're a little bored, but they've got a whole slew of things they can do as far as electronics and stuff go. My littlest one
Hmm.
actually went out and did some archery earlier
Oh,
today,
that's cool.
so that was good. But yeah, Candace has a sore throat, so she,
Uh-oh.
yeah, she's a little worried about that. I told her it's probably nothing. She's not exhibiting any other symptoms at all besides a sore throat. So, but she's kind of, yeah, she's freaking out a little bit, to be honest, which
Yeah, I
I don't blame
understand.
her.
I would too.
So how about your family? They being pretty cool, or?
Yeah, everybody's hanging in there pretty good. We try to get outside and walk every day. Darcy was riding her scooter today around the neighborhood. Um, yeah, I think the state of Ohio is like another 8 or 9 days, but almost definitely is going to be extended. The
Oh yeah.
stay-at-home order.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure about that too. I've been walking too. You know that.
Hmm.
um,
Do you want to go ahead and update the listeners on where you're at with your diet bet?
yes. So my first diet bet came due, and this was like what was it? No, 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I could start weighing in. I weighed in that morning, and I was like 2 pounds over my weight, and I had a 48-hour window, and I was like, man, I ain't gonna make this weight. Like 2 pounds is a lot, you know. And you weigh the least whenever you first wake up in the morning. But I went for my walk later on that day, and it was like 90 degrees, and I just sweated and sweated and sweated. I'm like, I might be able to make this. I don't know how much of the story I want to tell. No, I'm thinking about it. But anyways, I walked. I came back home, and uh, I had to like change my attire a little bit, but I was able to make my weight at that point. And then
Change your attire. Just gonna let everybody use their imagination on that
yeah,
one. I don't want any more details.
but I mean, I legit made the weight, and yeah, so I won. Now the next question was, there were 203 people that put up $35 a piece. Okay, and I had no clue how many people were going to make their weight. It was like a 4% in 4 weeks bet. You had to lose 4% of your body weight in 4 weeks. So I found out this morning how many people won and how much I won. And Diet Bet, the site, they keep 25% off the top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it was like 7,100 or something like that. Immediately got reduced down to 53 something to be split among all winners. So out of 203 people, how many do you think? And y'all put y'all's guesses. if you're watching this on YouTube, you could put it in the comments, I guess. If you're not, then just say it to yourself while you're driving in the car.
Just play the game.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna guess at a 203
Mm-hmm.
that 95 made it.
Okay, you're actually pretty close. It was 103. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
A little over half. So for my $35 wager that I made, I got paid back 51 and change. So I only made $16 profit.
So a few episodes ago, you said that this is going to be another income revenue stream for you. So are you revisiting that?
Well, it's revenue. I mean, it's not money going out,
Right.
but I don't know. I kind of thought maybe 20% of people would be successful.
Right.
But, yeah, I was kind of maybe on the longer term bets that involve more poundage and require more commitment and more duration of commitment. Maybe that'll pay better. But I mean, I'm happy to win anything, I guess. But it's not.
Let me ask you this: if you're at a garage sale and you find something that you can sell for $51, but you have to pay $35 to buy it, are you going to buy that?
Okay, that's an interesting question, actually. So now, are we assuming that I buy it for $35, and let's say, like, how long am I have to spend listing it and packing it? How much time will that take me?
The same amount of time that you've put towards your diet.
Oh, come on.
That's what the bet is. If you're looking at it from a money, I'm saying, like, compare it apples to apples from a money standpoint. So what I'm getting at is, don't look at this as like, oh, I'm going to make money from this. Look at it as that's just gravy. $16 is gravy.
Right.
The whole point of it is you lost weight, you feel good, it's confident. And yeah. So anyways, congrats. You did a good job. And I know the answer to the question. Of course you wouldn't pay $35 to sell it for $51.
I'm not so sure about that, though. Because that's why I asked, because like, what if it's some kind of like new inbox thing and it's going to take me like 2 minutes to throw it up on eBay, and they, like, all fees included, paying $35 to make $16 free and clear. Okay, let's say there's nothing else I have to do to pay or anything like that, and it's real easy to ship. I would consider it, John. You wouldn't consider that?
No, absolutely not.
I mean, I think that's,
if it's like an absolute guaranteed thing, maybe, but typically speaking, that's just much too low of an ROI to mess with, in my opinion.
I understand why you're saying that, because like, what if something goes wrong? What if they scam you? What if they return it? Blah, 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 blah. But okay, what if it was 20? Now, what's your limit there? 25 for 51. Would you do that?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Knowing we're talking free and clear, not eBay fees or nothing.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
profit.
You're putting.
Yeah, I would do that. Yeah.
You're putting 21 in your wallet.
That's typically what I try to do. Is after fees and everything, I want to double my money.
Okay.
And the more, like, the lesser I spend on it, the higher I want the ROI. So if it's like $1, I'm not gonna flip it for $2. I'm not gonna mess with that. If it's $1, it needs to be $10, $15. If it's $5, it needs to be 20 or more. But as it gets higher, the more I'm willing to come down a little bit. Like a $500 item, I'm willing to take less than double the profit. Like if I know for a fact that I can get 700 for $500, I'd probably do that.
Yeah. Right. And like if you were selling, say, Lamborghinis, right? Like,
right. Yeah.
You don't have to double your money on the Lamborghini to, like,
right. Exactly.
But yeah, it's a nice little thing to do on top, just for a little bonus money and a little extra motivation not to fail. I'm kind of, I don't know if it's a good thing that I'm sharing this, on social media and whatnot, because I was planning on not at first, because I failed this same kind of challenge last year, and I was pretty ashamed, to be honest. But because it's like, okay, I'm gonna do this. You come in all gung ho, and then 2 months later, people are like, "Hey, whatever happened to that thing?" I'm like, oh.
You're like, oh, let's change the subject.
Hey, look at this thing I sold. This shiny thing I sold for $100. Isn't this cool?
Oh, that's great.
But Yeah. So now I've gone from being super fat to being super fat.
That's not the point.
No, I mean, I think this first few months, it's like the hardest because you're going to see, like the other day I asked Candace, say, hey, do you see anything different? You notice anything different here?
Yeah.
I had clothes on. I was like,
Am I glowing? Do I have a glow? Did
I
you
said,
ask
do
her
you notice anything different? Do I look like thinner or anything? And she said, no, I don't really see it.
that? You're squinting your eyes. You're like, no.
No, look about the same. Like, oh, great.
You look like 96% of Lonnie.
It's fun though. Gamifying everything is always
Right.
makes it
Yeah.
better.
So I've got a story that I started to tell it to you earlier this week,
Mm,
and it came to a conclusion, but I decided to wait to tell you the conclusion until we got on here because I wanted to get your reaction while we were recording this. Um, so I get a message on Instagram. I get lots of messages on Instagram, and sometimes the people want to sell me stuff. They're like, "Hey, I got a collection of this. I'm selling that, whatever." So somebody reached out and they said, "I've got some bobbleheads and Funko Pops," and they told me how many they were, and they're like, "This is what I'm wanting for them." So I respond and I say, "Yeah, that sounds pretty good." And their Instagram didn't have like their name or anything, just had like whatever their username was, and the picture was like a grandpa with a grandson. So I'm assuming it's the grandpa. And we get through the conversation and we work out a time to pick this stuff up. They give me the address of where it is. And I say, "By the way, my name's John. What's your name?" And they had already said that they watched my channel. That's how they found me on Instagram.
mm-hmm.
But, I like to figure out who I'm talking to. And the person says, "My name's Caden." And it hit me that maybe 6 months ago, I sold something on eBay. It went to a viewer. Viewer's name was Caden. And he was local and was asking if I would deliver it, which usually isn't a big deal. But the name sounded like a younger kid to me.
Yep.
So I searched on Facebook, found who it was, and he's younger, like 12 years old, something like that. So I said, "No, I'm just going to give you free shipping. Don't worry about it," because it's really just, it's not really right for a grown man to be delivering something, to a younger kid. So it's like, I'm not going to do that. I still, I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. So I just shipped it out for free.
Okay.
So when
Smart.
I'm talking to him on Instagram, he says nothing about this former buy that, we've done business together
He's
before.
trying to hide it.
Right. But it hit me all of a sudden who it was. So when he told me his name was Caden, I said, "Caden, do your parents know that you're selling this stuff to me?" And he says, "Yeah, my mom knows." And I said, "If you don't mind, I'd like to talk to her. Can I get her phone number?" So I get her phone number, and about an hour later, I call her and I say, "Hey, this is, going to sound weird. My name's John, and your son
Cincinnati
is..."
Picker.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't even say that. I said, "Your son's been messaging me about selling me some stuff," and I was under the impression, it was, a grown adult selling it to me, and then I realized it was a kid. And she says, "I'm so sorry." She says, he's a big fan of your channel, and he
Okay.
didn't tell me he was doing any of this. So he didn't tell mom. Mom didn't know. I think he had started gathering the Funko Pops, and she said, "What are you doing with those?" And she started to figure it out. So I said, "No big deal, And Caden, if you're listening to this, man, I really appreciate all the support you've shown me. And once all this coronavirus stuff is over, I would be more than happy to meet you guys. If your family wants to go to dinner with my family, we can all hang out and have a good time. It'd be a lot of fun." But yeah, it was a very awkward and strange interaction that I just had to tread lightly through the whole thing.
Caden, don't meet grown men that you chat with on Instagram, Caden.
Yeah,
Not
don't
a good
invite them to
idea.
your house.
No.
Not a good idea.
So Caden's mom said, no, that's not going to happen.
Right.
Okay, good.
Yeah, as soon as I figured out that, yeah, he was a kid, I wasn't even trying to buy the stuff anymore. I'm just like, I want to just talk to the parents and
Yeah.
make sure they know what's going on here. I'm not even worried about the merchandise. Like, that was the last thing in my head.
sometimes when you're dealing with a kid, you can get a little better price though if the parents aren't around. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, that's terrible. Come on, kid, $5. Give it to me. Let's make the deal.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah.
Have you ever been to a garage sale or an estate sale or whatever, and the kids out there with the stuff? How do you handle that?
I don't like cutting deals with kids because I feel like, I'm not going to say I have never done it, but typically I'll get, like, if the kid's making the price, I'll hold it up. I'll say, hey, I'll yell at the parent or whatever, adult in charge. I'll say, hey, is $5 good for this? Or more often it's $1, you know me.
Right.
But, hey, is $1 good for this? Are you cool with that? And they'll say yes or whatever. And yeah, I don't like, that makes me nervous because, like, I'm always worried that, like, if I buy directly from the kid or deal directly with the kid and then take off, that I'm gonna end up getting chased down by the parent, like, all mad at me for
Right. Yeah.
like,
you sold that for how much?
yeah,
To that guy? All right, here we go. Let's go get him.
yeah. Do you remember a video I did last year where I held up I found a Nintendo Super Nintendo system. Oh no, just a Nintendo system, I think, in a lady's garage, older lady. I ended up buying it for $1. I said, what do you want for this? $1? And she's like, sure. Oh man, I got called. Oh, I got called to task for that. I actually had somebody comment on that video last night telling me what a scumbag, cheapskate, blah, 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 blah I am.
All the names.
I'm so numb, man.
Right.
It doesn't hurt anymore. I don't cry myself to sleep anymore. It's fun. But I thought it was funny. Like, after all this, people are getting bored. They're watching a lot of YouTube and they're going back and watching, like, older episodes. They're like, wait, this guy's a scumbag.
Lowball Lonnie.
Yeah. That's where I kind of got the nickname from. So, but yeah, behave yourself, Caden. Shame on you. Should have told your parents from the get-go.
I think it's a learning lesson. I mean, I did dumb stuff like that when I was a kid too. But either way, Caden, I really appreciate everything, man. And hope to meet you one day under the proper circumstances.
Right, with your parents there.
Yep.
Behave yourself, Caden. Bad boy. Oh man. So is his mom, like, not okay with him meeting with you? Like, even with them there, or is it coronavirus related? Or
we didn't talk about it. No, we didn't talk about it. So yeah, once it's all over, I'll reach out. She seemed nice, and we chatted for a little bit. So yeah, once this is all over, I'll reach out and we'll meet up.
You know what? I'm gonna kind of shift gears here on you a little bit. You know what I think is interesting about this whole C word thing that's going on?
What's that?
Prior to C word, we were we were kind of the sketchy characters, right? Like, you don't have a job, you work for yourself. That's not very secure living you have there. Just buying stuff and flipping it.
Right.
You're a flipper. One of those flipper guys, huh? Unemployed, right? Well, now guess who has some of the most stable income going on right now? Can you hear me okay?
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were cutting out a little bit there.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. It's interesting to see that, like, what we do is moving right along. It's no problem at all. I'm getting a little noise.
Are you?
Yeah. Were you getting a little noise or not?
Just a little bit.
Okay. Hopefully.
And I think it's pretty much this case with you too. But for me, this past month's been the best month I've had in like a year. I mean, sales are through the roof.
Yeah, I've had a really good couple of I would say couple of weeks so far.
Yeah. But yeah, we are extremely lucky to be in the position we are in with what we do, because it's one of the few jobs that can still exist and, make money. Like right now, a lot of people, I mean, thousands of people or maybe like hundreds of thousands, maybe probably millions. Yeah.
Millions, dude.
Yeah. Millions of people are out of work, don't have salaries, just can't can't get any kind of income right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Look at all these restaurants. All the waiters are out of work. Maybe they
Yeah,
might have like a skeleton crew doing the takeout stuff,
yeah.
but like, uh, think about all the people out of work. It's crazy. Um, I was gonna say, oh, Walmart. I want to talk about Walmart real quick too. Um, Walmart employees. I looked it up because last time I was talking about how Capital One, Candace is going to work. They have like a plexiglass screen, like shield between them and the
Hmm.
customers now, right? And she's still going to work, and they're paying Capital One, and this is public. They made like a press release or whatever. Capital One paying their employees in all their locations $10 extra per hour, which ends up being pretty good money. That's like an extra $80 a day, 400 a week, 1,600 a month. It's pretty good, right?
That's solid. Yeah, that's definitely solid.
I'd say they stepped up, and they're providing like as safe as they can working conditions. So
Yeah.
I think that's pretty solid. But I looked up Walmart because we were talking about how important the people that work at grocery stores are. I looked up Walmart. Walmart to pay nearly 550 million in employee bonuses. It's almost like a mini stimulus package. So what they are doing, their full-time hourly associates are being paid $300 flat,
One
$300
time
extra.
bonus.
That's what it says. One-time bonus, and then part-time employees, which I imagine they probably have more part-timers and full-timers,
Hmm.
$150.
Wow.
I was pretty shocked. I mean, I know that like when they add it all up, they say it's 550 million, but dude, like their Walmart's stock price isn't even doing bad
Oh
compared to.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, like everything else is falling except for Walmart and a few others.
Hmm.
I thought that was really cheap. I would say they did not do enough there.
Absolutely not. And their employees are more at risk than the bank
Oh yeah,
because they're
yeah,
constantly getting in contact with people.
they're very close. Also, there was some other kind of thing like there's a retailer is accelerating the payout of its next scheduled quarterly bonus for store, club, and supply chain employees. It will pay that planned 180 million of bonuses in late April, a month earlier than planned. But that's not extra money. That's just earlier than they would normally get it. But
Right.
I was not impressed with Walmart's response there.
I mentioned this in the last episode, and I'm going to say it again. This will happen. I guarantee this will happen. There's going to be a lot of lawsuits against companies like Walmart and companies that are open right now where the employees are going to catch this virus and they're going to sue for hazard pay because they are not getting it.
Yeah, I wonder what happens if, let's say you work for Walmart, or let's say you work for Capital One. Probably ought to ask Candace this. I mean, I wouldn't put it here, but like schedule to work and say, hey, I don't want to come in. I'm scared. Okay, well, now what? Are you gonna get fired? Are you just gonna be like on leave without pay? You think like what do you think would happen? You think you would get fired?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know the Family Disabilities Act well enough to, see if there's any kind of fine print of. I'm sure there's got to be something where the employee, a case in the past where an employee felt like they were at hazard at their
Mhm.
job that is out of the normal circumstances where, the employee probably fired them and then they sued and they may have won, they may have lost. I don't know.
Yeah, or what if they say, hey, I don't feel safe coming to work, and then they get sick and they have it documented. I don't want to come to work.
Right.
No, you have to come or you will get fired. And then they
Yeah.
get sick. Well, now that's a certain lawsuit there. So
Well, I think you don't even have to go that far because it's just kind of assumed that if you don't show up to work, you
mhm.
will get fired. I
Yeah, it's
don't
in
I don't
the
think you even need to have something that's, oh, I said that I didn't want to come in. Like it's just assumed if you don't come in, you will get fired. So
yeah.
there's going to be lawsuits. I promise. It's going to happen. It's going to be very ugly.
You know what else could happen from this? There's a lot of people that are like full-time employees at places, and they do like reselling or whatever, sell on Amazon or eBay or whatever on the side. And I wonder how many of those people that have full-time jobs are like getting furloughed right now and not getting paid. And so they're like, well, I guess I'll do this other thing full time for a while. Wonder how
Yeah.
many of them are like, hey, this ain't bad. Maybe I just won't even go back.
Right. We might get a lot of full timers that come out of this.
Yeah.
I've got a story today that I wanted to share with you. This is about knowing when to walk away from a buy. And I think you, yes, you do.
I don't. I never. Like,
Yes,
I
you
never
do.
walk away. I never
Yes,
do.
you have. You've walked away.
Very seldom. I'm a sucker, dude. I'm pretty good negotiator sometimes, but I'm a sucker a lot of times.
So a little bit of backstory.
What?
A little bit of backstory. Viewer reached out to me named Brian. Shout out to Brian. And he lives in Indianapolis, which is a couple hours away from Cincinnati. He found something on Facebook Marketplace that was pretty close to me. And he said, hey, I wanted to give you a heads up, see if you wanted to buy this and, shoot me a finder's fee. I said, yeah, absolutely. So I reached out to the guy, and what I was buying, I was under the impression it was new, brand new in the box. And I get there, and it's very obvious that they were Amazon returns. The box is beat to hell. I mean, it looks like somebody just kicked the crap out of these boxes. And I opened it up, and you could just tell somebody had used the thing and, put it in a box and returned it to Amazon. So I was like, did you get this on a auction website, like Fast Track? And I started naming local auction sites. He's like, yeah, something like that. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, this would have been good information to know.
Wow.
And so yeah, the price that he wanted was like $650. I'm like, this is way too much money, to risk on this, because like I'd have to sell it as new, and when it clearly is not, and just asking for all kinds of issues and problems.
How far did you drive?
40 minutes.
One way.
So
that's almost an hour and a half.
Yeah, and some of that's on me. I probably should have had him send more pictures, because his picture sucked, and asked more questions and probed and figured out what the story was and how he got it. But yeah, I'm like, I had to walk away. I'm like, I said, your stuff's not new, man. You need to really change it to used.
Did you counteroffer?
No, I didn't even bother.
You didn't even want to mess with it at that point.
No, I'd have to be way under what he wanted.
Yeah, there's 3 different brand news, right? There's like Amazon brand new. There's eBay brand new, which is it might be open box, sealed,
right.
Never used, open box kind of thing, And then there's Facebook Marketplace brand new, which who knows what that is.
Right.
Brand new, only being used for a month.
What?
Yeah. No.
We hear that at garage sales all the time. Oh, it's brand new. It's new. Like, people throw that around like crazy.
Dude, I have
when
a
it's
video.
Clearly used.
Yeah, I have a video where it was this thing I was trying to buy. It was oh man, what was it? It was a zip line. It was a zip line for your backyard, right? Thing's worth about $100, and they're asking 20, and I offer 10. They end up taking 15. But during the negotiation, she goes, "It's never been out of the box, or the box has never been opened." But right before she walked up, I opened the box. And it had been open. Now all the contents were new.
Yeah.
But I'm like, ma'am, I just opened this box, so I ruined that.
Yeah. That's out the window.
Yeah, but she ended up taking 15. But yeah, you got to you got to probe sometime, depending on who you're messing with. But whoever was trying to sell you that, they know better if they're buying from that kind of site. They're savvy enough. They should know better than that. Not cool.
Yeah, it was pretty shady. But yeah, like, trust me, there was a big side of me that's like, I've invested an hour and 20 minutes drive time, all this stuff, and I'm like trying to ration that with myself. Like, oh, you can make this much if you do this and that. It's like, I feel like any time that you really have to work hard to convince yourself to do a buy, it's just probably not worth it. Just walk away.
Yeah, I agree with that. There are some exceptions though, and I've talked to you about this before. Like, and if my guy's watching, hey guy, and he knows it's a fact. Like some of the buys that I do from my guy, where I get all the Batman stuff on it, Some are just better than others. Some of them are just a smoking home run, and sometimes I get beat up a little bit. But overall, it ends up being just great. In some cases, um, if it was a one-off situation like your situation was, John, I would probably want to walk, honestly, in some
Yeah.
of the buys that I've made from him. I'd be like, that's not good enough. And I would just walk. But I have like an important ongoing relationship here. So walking is not an option for me.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. And I've got a couple guys that I deal with too. I won't get into details, but I remember last year, or maybe it was the year before last, I was going to a place pretty regularly,
Hmm.
once, twice a month, and I'd always make a big pile of stuff, and he'd throw me a price, and we kind of got that rapport going. I bought from him 7, 8 times, and sometimes the prices were a lot better than others, and I kind of just treated it as each time I'm keeping that relationship going
Right.
and knowing that I might pay a little bit more one time than another time, and it kind of averages out to be, still a pretty
Yep.
good buy.
Yep.
So that if you don't do it, they're going to find somebody else to buy that stuff, and then you might lose it all together.
There's a limit. There's a limit to that.
Of
Like,
course, yeah.
you can't just totally get used, but in some cases you might have to give up a little now to get a little something later, or maybe you're making up for a past deal. Like, um, yeah, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of examples, but y'all can go watch my channel, Garage Flips. And you can see some examples of that.
Link down below in the description.
Yeah, right on. Oh, let's talk about that, by the way. Uh-oh, am I breaking up again?
Just a little bit.
Okay, sorry. We're going to leave this in, by the way, because we're not going to edit it out.
Nope.
Oh, by the way, let's talk about the rollout of the YouTube channel. That
Yep.
went well, huh?
Surprisingly, I thought a lot of people preferred our voices over our faces, but everybody seems to like it.
Yeah, well, it makes sense though, because I mean, we have YouTube channels, so it makes sense they want to watch it on that same format. So John shouted it out. I shouted it out, of course. And Matt at Part-Time Pickers, he shouted it out. Some other people might have too, but just between those three, and then within a few days, we had over 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, we did pass 1,000 already?
Yeah, I don't know what it's
Wow.
at now, but yeah, we're over 1,000, which
That's
is
awesome. Shout out to Matt at Part-Time Pickers, by the way. If you guys are not subscribed to him, go subscribe now. That guy has only been reselling for a little over a year, I want to say. And he is a prodigy. Everything he does, like if you were just watching him, like you'd think he was a 20-year veteran. I mean, he sells amazing stuff. He's always finding unique, different things that like most people don't look for, and he's making great money in doing it. So,
and he's got a full-time job.
and he has a full-time job. Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, man, we're like 1.1, so 1,130 subscribers. So I really want to say thank you to everyone for supporting us on this.
Absolutely, thank you guys.
This
It's
little
huge.
venture. Yeah, it's big, because I mean we're putting some effort in, and we're kind of learning. We're not, the show isn't what it's going to be later. Hopefully it'll be better later, not worse. But
Yeah, continually improve. Yeah.
yeah,
When we started this, we didn't know what to expect. Really, it's like, well, people are going to listen.
still not sure. I'm not even sure what this show's about, honestly.
It's episode 4. It's like, what are we doing? Where's this going?
So do we have we've kind of been all over the place. Do we even have a title for this one yet? Last time it was clear.
We'll figure it out as we go. My motto is, just let the camera roll, see what happens, shoot the video, and you'll think of the title later. If you go into something with a plan, it doesn't always quite work out. So
I almost feel like it needs to be around you not meeting children or something like that. But I
dear
don't know.
God.
We'll come up with something.
Yeah, let's move on. Speaking of YouTube, I've had to get creative with my videos lately. I reached out to the viewers like a week ago, like, hey, what do you guys want to see? What do you want me to do? Because I can't go to garage sales, and really all I can, all the videos I put out, it's like, hey, this is what I sold on eBay, like trying to do something a little bit more fun and interesting.
So before you say like what you ended up going with, Do any bad suggestions stick out to you that people put? Because I know, like, I know that viewers are great, they're smart, all that, but sometimes they can come up with some doozies. You got any good ones?
I don't know if there's any bad ones. There
Oh, of
was some
course.
interesting. No, I don't know if they were bad. Seriously, like, but
You've-
it's just I don't know if I want to do it or not. One of them was I should have some kind of challenge with you, like some kind of listing
I
challenge.
read that. No, I read something. No, I didn't read that. I read something where they wanted you to critique one of my things, one of my videos,
Right.
or something like that.
Yeah.
And
So
I
I'll tell
give
you
you
what I'll
okay.
tell you what I did. Somebody had an idea of replaying one of my old videos and giving commentary on it. They talked about like sports commentary, and I'm like, I don't think I can do that. So I just tried to give regular commentary, and it was pretty awkward at first doing it. Like, and I didn't know that it would turn out well, but I'm like, whatever, I'll throw it out there. And a lot of people seem to like it. And there was a lot of comments like, "Oh, you should do this with other YouTubers' videos." I'm thinking like, there's a lot of open up a can of worms there. Like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
different issues with that, and I really don't want to do it.
Number one, you have now. Supposedly that'd be covered under fair use because it's
Yeah,
going to be a transformative work or whatever, right?
but
But
still, copyright infringement. Yeah, it's a problem.
and it would kind of go against code.
Yeah,
There's kind of a loose when you say there's kind of a loose YouTuber code, like within our small arena. When you say there are some things you don't do,
um, I guess so. I would kind of consider it just to be like common decency. I don't know if there's like unwritten rules. It's just like, don't steal other people's titles, and don't steal other people's thumbnails. Like,
right?
just seems like common decency to me. I don't know if it's an unwritten rule or not. People
Yeah.
do it.
Oh, they do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Or don't maybe talk about other channels unless
right.
it's in a good way, right?
Correct. Yeah. You
But
guys can go back to my videos. I bet I've made 500 videos now on YouTube in about 3 years. I dare you to find me speaking ill of one other channel.
yeah, now if I go on my phone, I could probably find a time or two. But
Never public. Never public.
John could probably show you a time or two where I might have said a thing or a small thing
Right,
here or
right.
there. But yeah,
Anyways, moving on. Did you watch my
I
commentary
watched it.
video?
I watched.
Did you? What'd
I
you
thought
think
it
of it?
was. I thought it was a little awkward
It's awkward.
at
Yeah.
first, but then the further you got into the video, you seemed to kind of start to get in the groove, and I enjoyed it. I did. I enjoyed it. I
I
liked
think,
it.
and I kept it kind of short. What was it, like
Mhm.
12 minutes?
That's a
Trying to keep
long.
it.
That's a long video for you, though, man.
I
You're
do
like,
make short videos, yeah. I think I'm going to try to do it again, and I'm going to try to keep it short. And I think I might be really smart with my edits. So like, I'll watch the whole video through, and I'll just like cut out, the dead parts that are just
yeah.
kind of dumb.
I think it was. I think it was good. I enjoyed it. It was definitely different, and I think voiceover work just takes a little bit of getting used to,
Hmm.
and the timing has to be right.
Right.
So, did you watch it once
Yeah.
through once?
No, I didn't, because I wanted to get like
Yeah,
my first reaction to it, I guess. You know what I mean?
yeah. I think it happens too fast. Like, and then
I
if
can
you,
pause it though, too,
yeah, I don't
like
know.
next time. I don't mind just pausing the thing.
Maybe I'll do. Okay, look, let's do that. Maybe I do one of yours. Like, can we do this?
Are we doing this? Okay, you do one of my videos, I do one of your videos.
Yeah. Are we gonna pick which video?
I want to pick.
Is it gonna
Yeah,
be a roast?
it can be. It can be whatever you want. I can take it.
Let's roast each other, man. No,
It doesn't have to be a
no,
roast.
no. Like if you make a good move, props.
Yeah, and if you make a stupid move, roast.
So who makes the determination like which video? Like, are we gonna pick? Like, I get to pick your video, you get to
You
pick
get to
mine.
pick my video, and I get to pick yours.
Wow. Okay.
This is
Okay. Look,
fun.
can we make? Can I pick one that you can't do?
I'll give you one. You
Okay.
get to pick one video that I don't get to do it.
Okay. Don't do the video for this video will make you cringe.
Okay.
Okay. I've had it with that one. And maybe the other well, never mind. But that's good.
That's the name of the video. Is this will make you cringe?
This video will make you cringe. That's the name of it. And nobody has left that video saying that it was clickbait yet. So
Wow.
You're right. I cringed.
It's cringe. This is gonna be fun, man. I'm excited to do this.
Yeah. So we're gonna publish that this week. This is fun.
I'm gonna record it once we're done with this show.
Oh, I'm not gonna do that.
I'm excited now.
All right. Okay. Ooh, fun. And I'm gonna put it up on the Garage Flips channel because I haven't had a video there.
There you go.
My daily videos I've been putting on Shed Flips, and people are watching a little more YouTube, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, they definitely are. Yeah. There's nothing else to do.
Yeah. So your channel's been doing pretty well.
Yeah, I've noticed an uptick in subscribers and views and all that fun stuff.
You know what there hasn't been an uptick in?
What's that?
CPM. And I'm not going to get specific or anything, but let's just say that companies are cutting advertising budgets first. We'll just put it that way.
You know, I've been doing YouTube now for 3 years, and I still do not know what that acronym stands for or fully understand what it even means.
I think it's cost per mille. MILLE. Cost per 1,000.
Oh, so what is it? Latin? Is mille Latin for 1,000?
Or maybe French. I'm not sure. But it's something.
So why are two of the words in the acronym English, but one is French?
I don't know, and I might even be messing that up. Let's see.
I guarantee you somebody's listening to this and they're like, y'all are idiots.
Oh,
that
they've
is
already
not
done
what
that.
this means.
That's happened 10 times now.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking for what? Choose language. English.
This is great.
I know.
Radio content right now. Let's Google what this means.
It means cost per 1,000, but I think, yeah, the M in CPM represents the word mille, whatever. Oh, and John happens to be the wordsmith, which is Latin for thousands. Very smart. You're a smart dude. I already knew that.
I'm a smart guy. Everything goes back to Latin. Everything.
I took Latin in 6th grade.
You should know this.
I know, I forgot it. I
must not have been paying attention in class.
No, I was not a good student back then.
So once again, why are two of the words in the acronym English and one is Latin? One, yeah.
I don't know.
It's like Starbucks, you know, half the menus in Spanish and half's in French and Italian, and they just start making up words.
I don't know, man. Ooh, this is gonna be fun though.
This is a lot of fun. I cannot wait to scour through your old videos. Oh man, it's gonna be so much fun.
I'm gonna have to make sure I don't I'm gonna have to get one probably that Whitney isn't in because I don't want to roast her.
Oh yeah, you're thinking like the Highway 70 sales.
I don't know. We'll come up with something. Y'all can be on the lookout for that. Oh man. Oh, let's do a phone call. Or not a phone call. Well, it's not really a phone call. It's a voice message.
Call somebody. All right. So if you guys are not familiar, you can send in questions to us via voice messages. If you go to our website, twoguyswithoutjobs.com, click on the little message icon, you can send in the voice message. So we highly encourage it. And we are going to play one right now.
John and Lonnie, this is Caleb with Phoenix Resale. Just wanted to ask you guys a question. I was thinking the other day about a weird yard sale experience I had, and was wanting to ask you guys what the strangest thing to happen to you at a yard sale has been, whether it was a weird interaction or just a weird item you found. I thought you guys have been to so many, it could be fun to hear those stories. I know for me, I one time was at a yard sale buying a few vintage t-shirts and asked this older lady there if I could get a couple bucks off, and she just sort of looked at me up and down and said, you know, you look like you could use all the help you can get, so I'll give you the discount. So didn't really know how to take that, but wanted to hear you guys' stories and say thank you for the great content.
Caleb, thank you for the question. Lonnie, you want to start?
This is the one that you told me to listen to earlier, and you told me to prepare and to think
Yep.
about it. And I'm going to prepare while I listen to your answer.
Oh dear God. Procrastinating, didn't do the homework.
I forgot. I wrote it down and I forgot to read it.
Jeez, man. Okay, so something that sticks out to me, I don't think it's like a weird interaction with the person having the yard sale, but this is just such a strange thing that happened that I had to share the story. And most of you might know this. This happened last year. I went to a garage sale. The guy's garage was just packed full of cars and like die-cast motorcycles and toys, just tons of stuff, just all over his wall. Every square inch of his wall was covered with this stuff. He'd been collecting it for a long time, and he was just kind of slowly selling the stuff off. I don't think he really wanted to sell everything. He was kind of just enjoying showing it to everybody. So obviously I was filming while I was buying the stuff, and I buy a pile of stuff, and I say, you know, I'd like to come back and maybe look at some more, because he was kind of closing up his shop. So I got his phone number, and I said, you know, I'll give you a call. I'll come back in like a week and hopefully buy some more. So I published the video, and this happens a lot. After I publish a video, people watch it and they'll like pause and kind of zoom in on things and see like, oh, you missed this, you missed that, and they'll leave it in the comments. And someone messaged me on eBay and they said, I just watched your video and you picked up a Ninja Turtle motorcycle toy that's worth about $400 and you put it
Wow.
back. And I remembered the toy because he wanted $20 for it. I couldn't find any kind of comps or anything on it. So I put it back. And I was so lucky to have the guy's number. So immediately I'm calling the guy like, hey, can I come back out and look? So I go back out. The toy's still there. And I ended up buying a bunch of other stuff too. I ended up spending like $200-300 more on a bunch of toys. So got that toy for $20. Took me like probably 6 months, I think, to sell the thing, but it did end up selling for about $300.
You got beat up in those comments too, didn't you?
Oh, they destroyed me.
Roasted.
Absolutely destroyed me. I think that might be the harshest comments of any of my videos. Why didn't you give him $100? Why didn't you give him $200 and all this? It's like, it's not my job. It's not my job to educate every single person on how much every single thing is worth. Like, it's just, he was asking $20. I paid him $20.
I think, yeah. When somebody tells me a price and I agree to pay it, I don't feel bad. But
yeah,
I think it's the American Pickers thing. You know,
right.
Like, oh, we're good guys. You know, that's not enough. Let me pay you more. Not real life. Like before they started the TV show, Mike and Frank did not do that.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys something. When you go to, anybody that would make that comment, when you go to a mom and pop store or a small store that you're buying something from, not a major retailer, and they've got it marked for $10, do you pay them $15? Do you pay them more than they're asking for the thing? No, you don't. And this is completely the same thing. So
that was a good story. And I remember it when that happened, because I get the blow by blow of a lot of these things. John's like, dude. And I'm like,
yeah.
All the way up to the sale when it sold or whatever. How much did it sell for? Do you remember?
About $300. I took an offer.
Yeah.
And the offer was like $300. It was like, yep, accept.
Wow.
Hitting that button.
Did you ever go back to that guy's place again? Because he still
I
had
ended
a lot
up
of
going
stuff.
like 4 times total, I want to say. Super nice guy. And if you watch the videos, you can tell he really just enjoys sharing his stuff. He wants to tell you stories. He likes that other people appreciate it. You know, that's what he enjoys. He does not need the money. The guy's got multiple cars, multiple motorcycles. Like, you know, a couple $100 selling his toys off doesn't mean anything to him. And a lot of people are like, why didn't you try to buy it all? And he did not want to sell it all. That would be like ripping off a Band-Aid to this guy. He likes selling piece by piece because it's just easier for him to let it go that way.
So it's almost like a social thing for him. Then, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's pretty interesting. That's cool. I could see that. I could see me being like, 60s or 70s and out in my shed, people coming by. Let me tell you how I got this one. Well, I'll show you. Come watch my video. Come watch my video. Look.
And by then the kids would be like, oh, old guy talking about YouTube.
Back in the day, I had a YouTube channel.
We can't just think on
YouTube? What is YouTube?
Exactly.
What's a YouTube? Okay, I thought of a story. This is
Oh,
the
good.
weird.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely, without a doubt, the weirdest thing that ever happened to me at a garage sale. And if you're watching on YouTube right now, put in the comments down below what's the weirdest thing that ever happened, or most bizarre, or whatever thing that happened to you at a garage sale. But anyways, it was Candace and I going to a garage sale. GPS, which is usually rock solid, always right, doesn't make mistakes very often. It's on the Apple iPhone. It was directing us, take a left, turn left here, blah, and we're headed there. And all of a sudden, we're not in the place the GPS shows that we're at. It's showing us like, I don't know what happened, but we weren't where we were supposed to be, even though we followed the directions exactly. We were like 200 feet off all of a sudden on the app.
Uh-huh.
And I look up, and we're right in front of a pair of street signs. I told you about this when it happened, right?
I don't seem to remember.
Okay, so the GPS screwed up, brought us to the wrong place, and we were at the corner intersection of Sarah and Molly Street. I have two daughters named Sarah and Molly, and it's all spelled the same and everything. A mistake brought me to the intersection of my daughter's names streets. That was that, dude. I was weirded out by that, and I have pictures I posted on Facebook a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably 2 years ago. That weirded me out for a couple of days.
I bet it did. That is very strange.
I'm like, wait, what? Wait, where are we? And I look up, Sarah and Molly. What? It was like I was supposed to go there or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very,
Do you
very
believe
odd.
in messages like that?
Wow, I don't know. I believe that things happen, enough things happen to where coincidences can look like something else, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That was a strange one though. I didn't know there was such thing as Sarah and Molly intersection.
That's a good story.
So yeah, that's the weirdest thing for me. Let's do another one.
Let's do another one. All right, let's pull this up here.
Hey, Lonnie. What's up, John? It's the Philly Picker here. Got a quick question for you guys. On average, how many hours are you guys working a week with everything that you're doing between YouTube and eBay and now your podcast? Are you working more now, or were you working more hours at your other jobs that you had prior to doing all this? Thanks again. I appreciate all your time. Hope everybody's safe. Take care.
He said his name was John, the Philly Picker?
Joe, the Philly Picker. Yeah, Joe, thank you for the question. And I'm making Lonnie answer this first since I answered the last one first.
Okay, so I'm thinking about it. And first of all, I'll answer this part of the last part of the question. I work more now than I ever did at a job. I put in more hours a week now. Now, it depends on what time of year you catch me. During garage sale season, I probably spend Monday through Friday, I'm probably working about 45 hours, I would say, a week. Because I kind of cut back my during the week time during garage sale season. But then like on Saturday can be like a 7 to 2 kind of day, maybe 7 to 3 even, including a little video editing time. So that would be another, it'd be another 8 hours. So during garage sale season, I think I'm probably doing about 55 hours. And I would say probably somewhere around 2 hours a day on YouTube. And I'll lump podcasts into that too. Probably about 2 hours a day on YouTube is what I spend. And then the other times on eBay. But sometimes I'll even put in extra time too. I would say an average of about 50 to 55 hours a week though. I think that's about right. Which I think is a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. You figure a typical job is 40 hours a week. I also work more. The only job that I worked more than 40 hours a week. I was a sales manager at a major retailer for about a year and a half, and it was salary, so I worked probably 50, 60 hours doing that. But other than that, I was always doing like 40-hour work weeks, and I work about the same as Lonnie. Right now, things are really weird and different because of the C word. So like my kids' daycare is closed. So I have 2 small children. So like my wife and I are kind of splitting the day up. So right now I'm only getting in about 30 hours a week of work, I would say. But prior to the C word, I work Monday to Friday, like 8 to 5. And then here and there on the weekends and nights, I'd put in an extra hour here and there doing YouTube or whatever else. So yeah, right around 50 hours or so.
Depending on garage sales too, right?
Right. Obviously, yeah, garage sales. Lonnie said that he sleeps in until 7. I obviously get up way before that because I like to get to the garage sales early, get the deals, So my Saturdays are a little bit longer.
No, but you probably knock off a little earlier than I do too on Saturdays. How much time do you spend on YouTube though? Like,
pretty good amount. But it's during the day. It's during that 8 to 5 time. Like I'll film then and I'll try to do some editing then too. So in addition to that, maybe an extra 5 hours a week. Like I try to knock a lot of it out during the day.
okay, so your total amount of time spent on YouTube per week is 5 hours, you think?
No. I'd say probably 10 to 15.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, because editing takes long. If you guys have never edited a video, it takes a pretty good long time. Usually
depends.
like if it does, but for instance, like my videos where I'm showing what I sold, there's a lot of cuts that I got to make, a lot of dead time and other things. And so those videos take me about an hour and a half to edit.
Those videos take me, like if the video has a runtime of say 15 minutes, it probably takes me about 30 minutes to edit.
Yeah. You're cleaner with your shots than I am, I feel like.
Yeah, and I'm fast. I'm doing like keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah. I do those too. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You do like the Command B.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course Command B. I use Command B and I use Command Z. What's the split? Command B. That's split, right? Command B.
Yeah. This is really stimulating conversation for everybody right now.
Okay. Okay, sorry.
We're getting technical into YouTube editing shortcut commands.
But now, whenever I do like a garage sale video edit, that could take I'll come home a lot of times. If it's a garage sale vid, I might have an hour and a half of footage, and I'll end up making a 20-minute video. But I have to watch every single second of that footage. So at a bare minimum, I'm going to at least have to spend an hour and a half without accounting for any work, hour and a half just to review all that footage. And I'm sure you probably do the same.
Somewhat. If I know that nothing else happened, sometimes I'll.
Yeah, sometimes that or you make a dry run at a garage sale.
Yeah.
You're like, oh wait, that's the one. Nothing, or I didn't do it.
Nothing happened. Yeah.
Of course, the bad part about that, I mean, this is going a little deeper into this than the question asks. Bad part about that is, if we only show, excuse me, garage sales where we bought something or something interesting happened or whatever.
Yeah.
Then it can appear as though we always buy something at every garage sale.
Right.
And something always happens, and that's not the case.
Not at all.
If we show 4 garage sales, we probably went to 15.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yep.
But yeah, good question, man. I'll tell you what, I worked my tail off. I know John does too. And I'm like any other half-ass seller that I know of that's doing pretty well, they are working their tail off. So it is not easy money by any stretch.
No, definitely not. Don't let anybody tell you different. What else you got, Lonnie? We're right about the hour mark.
I have nothing else.
Nothing else?
So, no. So let's make it. I mean, I have a few other things, but I don't think you'd like them. So I'm gonna X them out.
Okay, fair enough.
But no, this is fun, dude. I'm enjoying like each show. I think we're picking up we're learning a little more, and I think hopefully this one was better than the last one. I'm not sure. The last one was pretty fun. But I think this one might. I feel like maybe okay. Is this show better than the last one?
I think so. I think we're getting a little bit better each week. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
We're getting a little bit more comfortable figuring out, I feel like each week we've changed a little bit with technically how we're using things. The first week had some audio issues and we fixed that. And then after the second week, we went with video, but we were still kind of figuring out how all that worked. So little by little, we're just improving this thing.
Yeah. So, but we appreciate everyone that is, I'm not going to speak for John. I appreciate everyone. I think I appreciate everyone that has like given us a chance here and like gone in full bore, supported us from the start. And, yeah, we appreciate you guys because without you, we would just be talking to each other, which would be okay. But we definitely appreciate all the support from everyone on both the podcast and now on the YouTube channel. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. You guys have been incredibly supportive. We appreciate all the messages, and you can listen to past episodes, send the messages, everything at twoguyswithoutjobs.com. And we will see you guys next week.
Yep. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.